Hi, I'm Sandra Bierman, or as my grandkids call me, Granny Sandy. Anyway, we left off with figures in motion to be practiced, and we're going to continue with that and fill in these figures. But first, before we start, excuse me, I'm just so inarticulate, sort of tongue-tied actually, when I'm trying to speak. Anyway, this is about the same here to here. And I'm going to draw that for you so that you can follow along and see. You can follow along and draw one of those if you want to. It gives you the proportions of the figure. We'll put the head, and then we're going to draw a line, and let's put the shoulders in here. And this is about the width of the shoulders. And then the legs start here. So we're going to go down to about here. So the legs will come down so that this and this is about the same. Okay? And then and the feet are going to go out this way, whatever. The knees are in the middle here, just, no two are alike. So these are rule of thumbs, and the waist is probably there, somewhere there. And the elbow is at the waist, and the hands will end up down here somewhere. Now, do any of you ever have a dress form or one of those sewing mannequin things? Think of the shape of that and put that in here. And then to fill in, these are just lines. They don't have to be in the middle of your shape that you put in. They can be adjusted. They might even be outside. They're just guides to not take too seriously. See, like this line, I'm just going to use that as out here somewhere. So it's just for you to have something. Remember the feet we did? And then the arms. And the neck. And that's what we're going to do with the figures in motion. You just use the stick figures just as a guide to give you the proportions, kind of. And even then it's a rule of thumb. It's not set in cement. So, I'm going to put the stick figure back in. This is so static and stiff, so that's why I want you to do these motion ones. And about there. Something like that, waist. So, there you go. Now, forget about this stiff thing, and I'm going to redraw these so that you can practice. See how many different positions and motions you can get, and draw the head, and then just do a liquid thing like that, and then put in the other foot. Or you could even start with the other foot and put in something else. There's very liquid, flowing lines. Just see what you can do making them. these are fun because they get your figure into positions that are, you know, you might want to put a little milking stool here, chair. Have somebody reading a book or their hand on their lap or something. Anyway, this is how you start. Just do a fluid line. Looks like someone proposing. Okay. Now, if you want to work with shapes instead of lines, or both, here's a shape I did on this one. And you could start with a shape instead of a line, or you could do both. And here, I just want to show you this shape. You could start with a body shape. Actually, you could start with that shape and then add this one. That could be a knee, and you could have an arm going down. You could have this the back view, so that you could have the head even going, you could have the head even lower in the front. And you can put shapes together like that. Like this could be this, and scribble sometimes, because scribbling is a good way to do it. Like here, I'm going to scribble this arm, scribble the leg, and you can get your motions in that way. Some of our masters, like, now I'm going blank. I can't think of the artist that always did scribbling. I can't think of his name. I know who I mean. Da Vinci. His drawings, some of them were just scribble, scribble, scribble. And when you hid what it was and just looked at the center or something, it would just look like a bunch of scribble, but it would turn into a masterpiece at the end. So all you do with these things is just add flesh. And remember and this is where you can make your corrections too. Those lines, you don't have to stay true to your guide, those lines, they're just to get you into a motion. So these are the things you can do with, just see how many different positions you can do. And you fine tune them later. And if you wanted to do someone playing football, or someone wrestling, or someone playing the cello, by the way, if you do something like a cello or something, you draw the cello first and then put your figure around it. So do a stick figure around it and then fill it in, and it'll come to you that way. So next week, I'm going to show you how to do the torsos and the limbs so that they look real. And for example, the forearm, or let's say this part of the arm might look like this, and you may have your hand, and if it's coming toward you, it'll be a different perspective. Instead of getting smaller, it may look the same coming toward you. If it's coming toward you, it might look like this, and then have your hand in front of it. It may bend over that way or something. But anyway, we'll go into that next week. And in the meantime, have fun seeing how many different positions you can do and filling them in. Maybe he's holding a package on his back, a big bundle or something. Anyway, I'll see you next week, same time. And by the way, if you would like to have a video that you can pause and take your time, email me to this is my email address, and I will send you a YouTube video. I now learned how to do that on YouTube, so it's so much easier. Bye-bye.